what we do is go.
It's an S.
Yeah, all the way down the room, and then back row passes it over there. And okay, so if you're sitting next to somebody, make sure you pass it along, and then eventually the row behind you. That way, it gets all the way around. It shouldn't be a problem for it to get around the room for the time that you're doing tonight. Quick note about the meeting: if you're here for Caroline's National Weather Service Day, we're technically going to do the meeting first, and then we're going to take a break. And if you're not interested in the weather service, you can head up to the Climate Lab and buy a T-shirt. If you are interested in the weather service, definitely stay here because Caroline knows what she's talking about. She's worked in the National Weather Service now for a couple of years, and 4 years, and is a graduate student here. And not every university has somebody who has worked in the weather service for 4 years at the university, much less part of the executive board. So it is definitely worthwhile, even if you're not positive you want to go into the weather service. If you just want to know what it is and what you would do in it, definitely stay aboard. We'll have T-shirts, but not. If we do run out, we will place another order literally tonight. I told the T-shirt people we were going to be placing an order tonight, but prioritize the weather service thing over the T-shirts because Caroline's going to take it once. And with that, our first weather briefing of the year is going to be Alexis Santa. She has a couple of slides. There you go. So she'll take it away with that.
Alex doesn't show us the PowerPoint ahead of time, so it's like it's always a surprise.
It's like that hurricane one I appreciate.
Yes.
All right, hey y'all, I'm Alexis Santa. I'm a sophomore, and I'm just going to take a look at what's going on right now in Starkville. It is about 5:30. Conditions are in the mid-90s, about 94, feels like 92. Humidity levels are about 40%, dew point 69, and wind is about at moderate levels right now, pretty calm. As we head on into this evening, temperatures are slowly going to drop. So by 6 p.m. we can expect that mid-90s to eventually make its way down to low 90s by 8 p.m. Low 80s, and then by 10 p.m. we can expect those temps to be down in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, unfortunately, that fall weather has not really hit us yet. We can expect the heat again. High of 97 expected, sunny and hot. Heat index is expected as high as 102. Chance of precipitation is pretty low, about 10%, and then winds again are going to remain pretty calm at moderate levels. We do have a cold front coming through, and hopefully the temps will eventually start to drop as we could expect maybe by Monday. The mid-70s, low 80s, and hopefully some precipitation we can expect as well as that. But that is all I have. I do have a weather Twitter. It's Alexis Santa WX, but yeah, I'm a sophomore. I don't really have a lot of experience, so I tried.
All right, so yeah, cold front. I don't think there's anybody more excited. Okay, so last week we talked about Alex Herbst. For those of you who did not know him, he was past president of the chapter in my freshman year. So if you're a junior this year, we've been our freshman year. He passed away a couple weeks ago, and the university now has a fundraising effort for a Tree of Life and a scholarship in Alex's name. And Kristana is going to come up and talk more about that. She is kind of spearheading the effort within the Department of Geosciences.
Is there anybody who can give me
Yeah.
Okay. How are y'all doing today? I put all my notes on my computer. Be specific and like a mail. Okay. It's just a lot easier to kind of explain it and walk through it. Kind of like what Alex was saying, we now have two, I guess you would say fundraisers or scholarships that not scholarships, but fundraisers we have available for y'all to participate in. One is the Tree of Life. It will be planted in front of Hilbin Hall, and it'll have a plaque of the meteorologist Alex Herbst with the graduation class, so class of 2018, and then NWA or NWS AMA. Words are hard today. Thank you. President and the years that he reigned, president or reigned. Again, I can't talk today. So if you want to write this down, you can, or I would try to get Miss Tina Davis to email it out to everybody.
So what will happen if you're interested in contributing to the fundraisers or to the scholarship or the Tree of Life? In total, for both the Tree of Life and the scholarship, we have to raise about $30,000. It's just over $5,700 for the Tree of Life, $25,000 for the scholarship. But once all of that's obtained over the 5 years for the scholarship, it stays. So nobody has to contribute $100 every single year. It's once it's done, it's there and it remains interest. So what you'll do is you'll go to either, if you have anybody on Facebook, I know a lot of people have been posting it, you'll just click on that link and it'll go there. Or you can go to msufoundation.com/give-now. It'll pull you up to this link. Pretty straightforward. Want to make a one-time gift, or unless you want to make more, the donation amount. Normally it will not show this. So scroll. Go to, can you type in msufoundation.com/give-now? Kind of give you an idea. I was really confused with this earlier, so. There we go. So you'll have the donation amount, you'll put how much you want to donate. If you want to make a one-time payment, you can, or if you want to make multiple, you can. With the designations, you would click other, and it says please specify below. There's a reason behind that. You'll fill out your information. Class, you don't have to do that through the email. Then this is where it says other. If you selected other, you have to put the name and the number of the giving page. So if you want to donate to the Tree of Life, it's meteorologist Alex Hertz, Tree of Life Fund, and then you would put in parentheses 313058. Again, I'm going to send this to Ms. Tina Davis with information on that, or I'll send this to you and you can send it out. So that's the Tree of Life one, and then scholarship is the Alex Hertz Memorial Scholarship, but the number is 403375. So those are two ways that you can help contribute and donate. If anyone is interested, you can send them the link and kind of guide your way through it. It's pretty straightforward. Again, my brain doesn't work today, so it confused me a little bit. Some of y'all were asking what the scholarship will entail. Again, it's not going to go active until that money is raised. So if we end up getting the $25,000 raised by next fall, it will start up in the fall. If not, it'll start up once the money has been raised. It is looking like it'll be either junior, senior, or graduate student standing with 3.0 GPA or higher. It's not a must be out of state resident, but it is encouraged. So if somebody is out of state, it's kind of gives you a leg up a little bit. At least one letter of recommendation from a member of the industry. So like if you did an internship, someone from your internship, or like a professor. And then there's a few essay questions that's pretty straightforward. The other two things I want to mention real quick. There are two fundraisers that one just started up and the other is about to start. The first one that actually just started today, if any of you guys are my friends on Facebook, you may have seen me posted it. If not, you can write it down or come up to me and I can add you to the group. It's called a Pampered Chef fundraiser. So Pampered Chef is all these recipes, kitchenware. I use Pampered Chef for a lot of stuff. And I also use it for holidays. So if anybody is Christmas coming up and you want to give presents, this is the great way to do it, or birthdays. So that's one way to do it. About, I want to say, 30% of profits will go towards the scholarship. And the other one that's coming up, Aaron in the back, raise your hand there. He's been helping me with this. So the Gondolier in Starkville, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it. If not, we have Gondolier in Starkville. It's a really good Thai restaurant. They have decided, or they have agreed to do a fundraiser night, or they call a spirit night, every Monday for the month of October from 6 to 8. So you'll go there, you'll show them a flyer, which we'll have ready and be done by the end of the week if before. And you just show them the flyer, and 10% of the profits for that will go towards the scholarship. So that's every Monday night from 6 to 8 for the month of October. So if you have any questions, you can see me after the meeting.
And I know there's a lot of information that you
Yeah.
know around with it. The other thing I want to clarify, we're not raising $25,000 just from us. It's not a chapter thing. So if you know somebody else who like wants to donate towards it, it's university sponsored events. We're not expecting thousands of dollars. Don't like.
Yeah, no, please don't. We're all close here.
But definitely the fundraisers would be good. Gone there to do this. So you may have seen this week, we announced the dates for symposium. It's going to be on March 21st and 22nd this year. Go ahead and mark that on your calendar. It's the week that you're going to want to be in Starkville. It's the weekend after spring break. So we'll go on spring break for a week and then be back in school for a week, and then we'll have symposium that weekend. So hopefully tests will be out of the way. We won't have a lot of academic conflict with that. Also, meteorologists in the Southeast know this conference, and they may not have seen that it had been announced. So if you have a mentor or somebody who you know that goes to a different school, or somebody who is really within driving distance and you want to mention dates to them, definitely do that. And if they are do research, or if they're just a professional who likes to present at conferences, the abstract submissions are going to be opening shortly. If you don't know what an abstract is, it's just a brief overview of a presentation you would give, and you can submit that, and you might end up giving a presentation at symposium. These are some of the pictures last year. Some of the students from Mississippi State, Dr. Ugolini, the director of the National Weather Service, was here, and it's a cowbell. That's one of our keynotes got last year. All right, so I originally was not going to do this, but I have had several people ask me about my summer. So I'm going to be doing the internship series for broadcast this week, and Caroline's going to be doing the weather service immediately after, so there will be both at this meeting. So for those of you who don't know, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I live about 45 minutes north of Atlanta, and I interned at Fox 5 in Atlanta this summer. This is me with the news team. That was on Sinead's last night. She was one of the main anchors. Russ Spencer, Ken Rodriguez does sports, and I worked the most with David Chanley, who is there on the left-hand side of the screen. And I did just about everything you could possibly imagine at Fox. It was definitely an internship where they gauged what I knew, and then they said, just have at it. So these are some of the things I did. They're in the process of switching from WSI to Bearing Links, which is what we run upstairs. So I had experience with Bearing Links prior to going there. And I got to really help them build the whole Fox O&O graphics package in Bearing Links, which was really cool because one of the things that got me into meteorology was the graphics aspect and the visual, because I'm a visual person. I also did daily forecast videos with a webcam and a lot in front of the green screen there. After the 6 o'clock news, I was able to mess around with the green screen for however long I wanted, just as long as it didn't interfere with the 10 o'clock newscast. So that was a good chunk of about 3 hours or so. I also did explainer videos that they'll use from time to time. You may have seen yesterday, one went up about the hurricane season in October. I did one for each month of hurricane season. I did one on how hail forms, how lightning strikes, which strikes are more dangerous than others, things like that. I also got to drive radar on air during severe weather events, which included a couple tornado warnings live on TV. Other things I did is I put this on here because I think it's good for everybody to know. In the link system, you can add places, and one of the big things I did is literally all across North Georgia, I added every high school, I added every mall, every live, work, play place, because there are these obscure neighborhood names on the system that people might not know, but somebody knows where like the Avalon is in Alpharetta, or where the Forum is over in Gwinnett County, something like that. So if you're ever in an internship, I put that on there because it's good to know, and that will make you look good. And while I was there, even though they're phasing out WSI Max, I did learn how to use it. And that is definitely a skill that you'll need to know if you're going into broadcast, because that still is the industry standard, even though Barron is making waves within the industry. So, like I said, I got to be on the green screen really for as long as I wanted, as long as it wasn't interfering with the newscast. They had a system where I could go flip it out, so literally I was on my own doing it. While I was there, I was in the building literally every hour of the day, including the overnight hours. One day I ended up working 18 hours because we had severe weather in the morning and severe weather at night. So I got in at like 3 a.m. and then didn't leave until like midnight. It was a long day, but it's worth every ounce that they'll give you. I originally started 3 days a week and then moved to 5 days a week. And to give you an idea of how much TV time I watched, their morning show runs from 4:30 to 11 a.m. That's 6.5 hours of morning news. And then they have an hour-long newscast at noon, 5, 6, 10, and 11. So that's another 5 hours of news that I got to be a part of every day. These are some of the graphics I helped make. This a lot of it started with the original Fox O&O book, and then I went on and added elements to make them look visually appealing. Like that was the first day of classes at the University of Georgia. This is what I was talking about with adding places on the radar. So when they draw a storm track, it'll say something like Norcross High School, the Forum, Atlanta Athletic Club, Emory Johns Creek Hospital. ID points that people will understand as opposed to an obscure neighborhood name that nobody's ever heard of because there are a lot of them in the variant system. I also did stuff with Hurricane Barry. 4th of July, I did a whole graphic suite for them. When Barry was moving through, I did this elevation profile for the city of New Orleans. Oddly enough, you may remember at the end of, I guess it was July, it was when it really started getting hot. I made this thinking that it was going to cool down soon and that we weren't going to approach the record for 90-degree days, even though they just broke it the other day. And then just other random stuff I did. I played with maps. I got to set a new terrain, raised regions, and 3D models and all of that. If none of that makes sense to you, that's why an internship is good. You learn how to use a system like this to make graphics like this that they will actually use on here. Also had a cool experience. I turned around in the break room one morning and John Travolta was sitting there. I had no idea he was there. They had been teasing it all morning, and I don't think anybody actually expected him to be in the studio. We thought it was all satellite interviews. So who knows who you might meet at your internship. And then this is everybody I worked with. Joanne Feldman does Good Day Atlanta. David Chanley is the chief meteorologist. Ryan Beasley does weekends and works 3 days a week. Same with Jeff Cook. And the other thing I'll add, you might notice this is not in the studio. This is me and David and my dad.
Stop pressing the button, Alex.
I think he has a timer on it. Dad out playing golf one day. You know, it's something that you don't get in every internship, but if you make yourself appealing and worthwhile and you're actually friends with the person, then you'll end up doing stuff like that. So if you're interested in the Fox 5 internship, if you're in the Atlanta area, if you can be in the Atlanta area, you don't necessarily have to live in Atlanta to do it. Send me an email because they are looking for people for next year. And we have a long history of Mississippi State students interning there, one of which was Kristana. She interned there 3 years ago.
2016.
Yeah. Jacob Lanier, who graduated last year, interned there. Alec Now interned there. And then there are a couple of people who are actually in the Atlanta market now who interned there and now work at different stations. So they, the other thing I will take away, after being in the Atlanta market, I have figured out that if you want to make your way back to a market, it helps you significantly if you had an internship or worked in that market prior. Because I was going through just the list of meteorologists one day and I figured out over half of them that were hired within like the past 10 years had either interned at Fox 5 or at Channel 2 in Atlanta. So there's no science behind that. That's just how the numbers fell out, but I definitely think it helps. Plus, I mean, Atlanta is a great market to enter in because I worked at Fox 5 and everybody in the market is really nice and will help you down the road. So if you're interested in that, send me an email after it. If you have not been to a TV station, here's your opportunity to go. We're going to go visit Kristana. For those of you who don't know, Kristana is also a weekend meteorologist down in Jackson. She works at WAPT. We're going to visit her on the Jackson trip, which is scheduled for Saturday, October 26th. Registration required by October 15th. This is the last chapter meeting we'll have before registration closes. So if you're interested in that, be sure to register by that date. It's on our website. It's literally the banner right now, register for the Jackson trip. We're also, what?
10 a.m.
Yes, 10, sorry. It was originally 10:30, it is 10 a.m. here at Hillel. And then we're also going to visit the Mississippi River flood model. It's literally like a life-size version of the Mississippi River and how it floods in different places. It's actually going to be really cool. The National Weather Service in Jackson suggested that we visit it, and I was like, what is that? And Googled it, and now I actually really want to go. And then after, we're going to go to the National Weather Service in Jackson and hopefully be there for their evening balloon launch. So again, deadline October 15th. If you come up to us on October 16th, we're going to have to tell you no. because we have to provide a list of names to these people, or to the people who are visiting of who's coming. It's not necessarily a transportation issue, it's having that list and a time. So even if you're not positive, go ahead and register, and if you don't end up coming, just let us know in advance. The other thing that we started last year, we're really gonna pound on this year, and an unofficial way we, the executive board, can help you if you are uncertain about which classes to take. We know you have your advisors and they know a lot, but if you're wanting to know from the student perspective on what you might want to take when we took things, what's worked for us, we will be up in the climate lab tonight after the meeting. If you want to just hang around and ask anyone, literally anyone older than you, but particularly the officers who are wearing these shirts, what if you just want to know about a class or something in general, feel free to do so. And I mean, feel free to do that at any time. Our contact information is on the website there. If you go to the About Us, all of our emails are listed there. And I promise none of us bite. You can ask us anything and everything. We'll be more than happy to answer it. Storm Spotter Talk, we talked about this last meeting, October 22nd. If you're not certified, recommend getting membership. I think most everybody in here is a member. So I'm not going to go too much into that. The Engage profile, I'm pretty sure most of the people are on that. If not, go ahead and take a picture of this, because this is where we do most of our communication. You just hit request to join, and then we'll approve that request. You don't have to be a paying member to be in our Engage profile, but that is where we do most of our communication, so it is definitely worthwhile. All right, so now for the reason why most of you are here. This is how we're going to do things. The t-shirts are here. Obviously, we're wearing them, and they are going to be for sale tonight. In just a couple minutes, for those of you who want to stay for Caroline's Weather Service Day, stay in here. If you're for sure going into broadcast or you don't want any part of the weather service, then head upstairs to the climate lab, and that's where we're going to be selling the shirts. Now, don't Venmo us until you are front of the line and talking to Chris, because we know a lot of you, but we don't know all of you. So if we get a random Venmo from somebody, it's going to take a while to go back and find it, and then end up doing it. So that will be upstairs in the climate lab. If you don't know, if you've never been in the climate lab, it's a place for geosciences students to not hang out, but like study and do things. It's right above us. Okay, they laughed, not me. It's right above us on the 3rd floor. There's a door that says climatology lab. Just follow the group of people up there, and Brenna and Chris are going to be up there helping with that. If you are not a member and want to become a member, you can come find me or Bryce. We will also be up there, and Caroline will be the only one down here doing the National Weather Service thing. The other thing I will add, I know there are a lot of people who cannot come to Tuesday night meetings. That's why our next meeting is going to be on a Thursday night. We're going to try it out. It's going to be same time, same place, right here, October 17th. And notice that is after the Jackson trip deadline, so last call for the Jackson trip. And then there are your reminders. So those of you who mark those dates down, you definitely want to be here for that. If you're interested in the Fox 5 internships, contact us for registration advice. Seriously, I mean it. Bryce, you don't buy, I don't buy, Caroline doesn't buy, Chris doesn't buy. Caroline's been through the whole program. She knows all the secrets.
I've been here since freshman year, which was 5 years ago.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to turn things over to Caroline, and while we're doing that, if you want to go upstairs, go ahead on upstairs.
Sorry.
If you want to stay here, again, if you have any interest in the weather service,
Where is this
encourage stay here.
What would I search? Like, can you go back and watch it?
Yes.